NSFW, what do you fucking hate with a passion?
I moved from a place where you were allowed to pump your own gas to somewhere where you're not. I think it's stupid as beep and my GF made fun of me because the first time I tipped the gas guy because I didn't know it was his job. So I have to sit in my car and wait for someone to put it in and take it out when I can do it in half that time. No more getting gas in the middle of the night either. Beep asterisk 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 ridiculous.
I could see it being a cool paid service, but why ban people for doing it on their own? Seems like some outdated beep that got left in.
Regarding Oregonians being unable to pump their own gas, they are pretty much incapable of doing it. A few years back, Oregon legalized drivers pumping their own gas in some very limited instances, and the state lost its goddamn mind. Not only were people aghast at the idea that if they were made to pump their own gas, then they would certainly be absolutely covered in gasoline as a result, but the people were also positive that somehow during the course of pumping gas, criminals would steal both your car and your children. None of this is an exaggeration. It was embarrassing to watch. Also, being made to roll down your window and hand your credit card to a guy who is likely not wearing a mask but is likely eating/drinking in the middle of a global pandemic really is the cherry on top of an otherwise stupid cultural tradition.
People who don't use their beep turn signals.
Especially when them signaling was the difference between me being able to go and being stuck waiting for another few minutes. My go-to sarcastic thing to say to myself is, "Oh, you were going to turn? Wow. If only there was some way for you to signal your intent to do that."
People proud of their ignorance and intolerance.
This. So much. It's not a badge of honor to not know something.
The sounds PPL make when eating.
God, I'll just want to hit them with a brick or something.
At the airport gate when people crowd around when it isn't their turn to board. Also at the airport baggage claim, when people crowd around the carousel. Just take 2 steps back. Once you see your bag, step up to the carousel to grab it. This allows more people to see which bags are coming without you blocking the view.
Or the ones that just stop in the middle of the main walkways, luggage and all.
COVID. The Kardashian face that is popping up on literally everyone now.
I used to call that the Bratz doll looks because that's what they reminded me of. Unfortunately, it seems Bratz doll fashion/aesthetic is becoming popular just now.
Beep idiots who don't use turn signals.
Stop beep them then.
Rapists.
That in pedos.
Should've when it should be you should've.
Or should have, yeah, I really don't care, but the don't let us use conjunctions when I wrote papers in school, which is complete beep. Some things cross the line between formal and just anti-pragmatic.
The text-to-speech lady from TikTok. I want to find whatever desperate actress made that voice and give them the Electronicos chair.
Your comment is gonna be on the TikTok of that guy who copies Reddit threads like this and uses text-to-voice to read the comments.
Most customers. People who abuse their partners. I lost my sister to an abusive boyfriend. He was never charged and remains free to this day. Social media.
I wrote a school paper about how it has echo chambers for mentally ill people. For example, it contributes to high suicide rates. There were groups like this pre-internet, but it's even more horrifying now because of the scale. The proportion of people who have attempted suicide is small, around 5 to 6%, and we are discouraged from those thoughts by the 95% overwhelming majority. However, with 5 billion internet users, it's an echo chamber of 200 to 300 million people. And we see more of those kids end up dead or hospitalized. In the 90s/early 2000s, only 7 to 10% of people who have attempted suicide would try again. Now it's over a third.
People who are rude to waiters/service industry workers or anyone generally.
Yes, I hate people like that, especially when the worker is doing the best of their God-given ability to help.
Mosquitoes. People calling cheating a mistake. It's not a mistake. It's a choice. People who idolize influencers, politicians, etc. I understand supporting people that you agree with, but flat out idolizing, like we saw with the previous election here in the S is just wrong. These people are giving these people that they idolize way too much power that they don't deserve.
And the thing is, people who idolize politicians are literally incapable of comprehending it when other people don't. There are tons of Trump supporters who respond to any criticism of Trump like, "Oh, so you must think Joe Biden is a great president." PSSH. Like, do you not realize it's possible to not like both and you just voted for the lesser of two evils?
People, especially guys, who are grown adults and still have high school maturity levels. People who make their lives better or more fun by actively making other people's lives worse. Or just plain love making other people's lives worse. Child abusers. Spouse abusers. Rapists. Thieves. Crooked politicians. Crappy business owners who are only out for $1. People who don't use their turn signal. It's not that hard.
Mate. Sometimes you're out of signal fluid.
That person inside the gas station who sees a line of like 15 people and points at the scratch-off tickets saying, "Give me a number 7 and 10. And a number 15. And a number 12. And number 3. Like, if you want to waste money, that's fine, I like to gamble myself. But when there's a line, you just beep leave and come back later."
When I was a cashier at a gas station a few years ago, there was a guy like that. He'd beep away $500 every week on Wednesday, never left in the positive. He had a heart attack one time and died in the gas station.
That's crazy. I worked at a convenience store in the 90s, and we had one guy who was a retired NFL sideline coach on a lifetime pension. For about 6 months, he'd spend about $300 a day those pick 3 and pick 4 tickets, and he'd maybe win $200 a week, which he'd then just re-spend. The owner had to put someone on a shift just to cover this guy, and he started to run out of cash, so he started writing checks. The checks started to bounce, and the owner kicked him out permanently.
Being ripped off. Virtue signaling and any other way of hypocrisy. Disney remakes are really bad. People who prank others with dangerous equipment. It ain't cute or funny. Dog walkers who don't have their dogs on leads, or at least have leads to put on them when they see other walkers approaching. As someone with a rescue that wasn't socialized with other dogs, it's a daily annoyance. I beep hate YouTube ads. I am instantly in a murderous rage and I'll never buy anything I see in these ads. I'll punch whoever wrote that Google jingle in the.
The constant barrage of TikTok ads on Whitey has pretty much driven me away from Whitey.
Facebook. After 2 years of pandemic endeavors, face masks. We were allowed to not use them if we were vaccinated and stood 6 feet apart where I work until we got someone who do not want to get vaccinated. Infidelity. Political tribalism. Homophonic misogynist Islamic fundamentalists. People who think they know better than science. Sure, miss, I'll just dismiss science, chemistry, alchemy, human trial and error, and test runs over the last 300 years and believe whatever the beep you researched in the last 24 hours. Pedophiles.
How obvious.
Cryptocurrencies. They provide absolutely beep all and uses more electricity than most small countries. Also a major reason why I can't afford a GPU. Beep drivers. The world would be a better place if they just drove off a beep asterisk cliff.
That's a lot of cliffs.
My seizures. People I hate people. Every race, religion, culture. Taxes. There's only 2 things I hate in this world. People who are intolerant of other people's cultures, and the Dutch. People.
Same.
Parasitic wasps 'cause holy beat man. Tom Brady, Let It Go and a baby shark.
Beat baby shark.
Influencers. Anti-vaxxers. People who don't get close enough to the car in front of them in a drive-thru. Beep those people. Mario Lopez.
Hey, look, I can smile really big. I'm Mario Lopez.
Puddles. What good can come from a puddle? None. None whatsoever. It's just a smaller, often shittier, pond. And mosquitoes can lay eggs in them. Beep puddles.